You know, recently I've been thinking about the whole Miku Expo incident that happened last year. Do you guys remember that? You know, where the organizers got a bunch of backlash over Miku being on an LED screen instead of being a hologram. I mean, to me it's just such a crazy example of a corporation just not understanding what its audience wants. And I mean, you can tell it bugged me because I am making a video about it nearly a year after the tour concluded. I don't know, I just keep wondering about how hard could it really have been for them to just set up a hologram. I mean, they have over a decade of experience doing it with Miku before. I mean, I just don't know. It's crazy to me that this situation even exists. But it does get me thinking, what if I just make my own Hatsune Miku concert, but just actually use a hologram? And I'm not talking about one of those little screen-sized holograms. I want to make a life-sized Hatsune Miku hologram. I don't know why I made Miku this tall. She's probably closer to this height. But you guys get what I mean. It's a good idea, I know. I do have to say, I have genuinely no idea how to make this Hatsune Miku hologram. Heck, I don't even know if this whole idea is even possible. So I guess we should go figure that out. And so I turned to the internet to do some quick research. And from that, I found that one of the most predominant ways people think the Miku hologram works is through an effect called Pepper's Ghost. Basically, the Pepper's Ghost effect works by having a piece of glass at a 45-degree angle to your screen. And basically, the glass will reflect the image coming from the screen directly to the viewer. A good way of seeing this effect in action is by taking your phone and then holding it up to a piece of glass. And I mean, look at that, we got our own little Miku concert. I mean, how fun is that? I do have to say, there is a bit of an issue with us using the Pepper's Ghost effect because, I live in a tiny little dorm room, and I do not know how I can logistically store a 6-foot tall piece of glass, much less afford to buy a screen big enough to actually make this effect work. And so, I just don't know what to do. I mean, when I took on this project, I was pretty dead set on making the Miku hologram life-sized, and having to scale it down, it feels trashy. It kinda sucks. And I guess it was just me taking on a level of scale for this project without fully understanding what that actually meant. And I guess there is a lesson to be learned from that, which is that the gosh dang Hatsune Miku community rocks. Yeah, that's right. I just used this little known narrative technique on you guys called lying. Because before I decide to, give up on actually making a life-size Miku hologram, I gave it one last Google search. And thank goodness I did, because I just so happened to come across this random Tumblr post from 2015, which pretty much just fully described how the Miku hologram works. Okay, so I have an old Miku concert pulled up on my screen right now. And basically, if we look closely, we can actually see that behind the Miku hologram is some projectors. Which pretty much confirms for us that the Miku hologram is done through rear projection onto some sort of transparent screen. And luckily for me, they just so happened to sell the exact transparent screen I needed on Amazon. This is actually genuinely very lucky, because this was the only company I really found that actually sold this kind of transparent screen to consumers. But because of that, I don't actually really know if it fully works. So before buying the full-size screen, I'm gonna buy a little mini version of it to see, if it actually works. When it arrived, it was in this pretty unassuming looking white envelope. And opening it up, I was met with this pretty underwhelming looking plastic sheet. I'm gonna be honest, this is probably the biggest make or break moment of this video, because if this random piece of plastic that I bought off of Amazon does not do what it says it was gonna do, I mean, this whole video is pretty much gonna have to be scrapped, and I don't want that to happen. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm a bit stressed, but that's kind of just how these videos go. Oh my gosh, it actually works. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we were cooking with fire. At this point, nothing could stop me. I mean, $250 price tag? Pfft, we can handle that. 2 weeks of shipping time? Guess we're gonna have to deal with that. So let's just click buy now. Well, I guess as we wait for that to arrive, I might as well tell you guys how I got the videos that I'm gonna be using for the Miku hologram, because it's actually kind of an interesting story. Because originally, I was gonna, put on my VR headset, hop into VR chat, grab a Hatsune Miku model, and, like, do the little dances myself. But honestly, thank goodness I didn't go with that, because I honestly don't think it would have gone well, because, like, one, I don't dance good. I'm a bad dancer. And two, I don't even have full body tracking. So, I mean, like, it would have just been a disaster in the making. But I still needed a video of Miku dancing on a black screen. And luckily for that, the Hatsune Miku community once again came in clutch, because there's just videos on YouTube of Miku dancing on a black screen, specifically made to be used for, like, Miku holograms. I mean, they're probably meant for, like, a phone-sized Miku hologram, but I mean, they should work for our full-size Miku. It's fine. And so, I'm just hyped that these exist, because it saves me a lot of work. I don't have to, like, learn the whole Miku MMD thing, and I mean, thank goodness, because I mean, I like saving time. But with that, I think our hologram screen has arrived. Yeah, look at that. It has actually been here the whole time that I've been recording this. I have deceived you into thinking that this was recorded right after I ordered it. No, it has in fact been recorded after it arrives. It's some gosh dang video foolery for you guys, so I could tell you about how cool the Miku MMDs I found were without you clicking off the video. It kept some tension alive. But I guess with that, let's go set up this hologram. Oh my gosh, this is the most chemically smell that I think I have ever smelled. Oh, I may die from inhaling this. But never mind all the dangerous chemicals I just inhaled, because I had to set up the stand that was actually gonna be holding my projector screen. Huh, now that I'm actually looking at the instructions, it seems like I was actually supposed to attach our projector screen to a piece of glass and not like just have it free hang. So yeah, we're probably doing that wrong. But you know what, screw it. The instructions can't hurt me if I just don't read them. I mean, when I actually got to hanging up the screen, it was pretty clear that it was not supposed to be mounted this way. But in the end, I was still able to get it up. And with that, we have our screen set up. Oh my gosh. We're this close to having our life-size Miku. I'm excited. This is gonna be good. Oh my gosh, is it actually working? Oh my gosh, it actually works. When working on a project like this, it is always a magical moment when you get to see it come to fruition like this. I mean, it really was Miku in front of me. No editing, no visual effects, just a little bit of jank to make something incredible. So now that our Miku hologram is up and working, we're almost ready for our little Miku concert. But there is still one last thing I need to purchase before we're ready. Something that a Miku concert just would not be the same without. And so the next day, I sat down to buy one last thing from Amazon. Listen, I get it's kind of ironic that I keep going to Amazon when like the big villain of this video is a massive corporation. But like the 2-day shipping, it's also very convenient, so buy now. I bought a Miku wig. I bought it because I thought it would be funny. And frankly, I think it is quite funny. I know you were probably expecting when I was talking about like having to buy something for my own personal Miku concert that I was probably going to buy something like light pins or something to, like cheer Miku on. But I actually was originally. But then when I went to go check out, I scrolled down a bit and saw this Miku wig. And I just thought that buying it for this video would be more funny. And again, frankly, I think it is. But now I think it's time for everything I've been working for in this video to, come together. Because it's time for me to prove that I can do something that a multi-million-dollar corporation could not, and put on my own personal holographic Miku concert. You know, thinking back on the whole Miku Expo incident, I don't see why it bugged me so much. It was an event I didn't even go to, and the people who went looked like they still had a good time. Maybe what upset me wasn't the fact that Miku wasn't on a hologram. I think what really made this stick with me was the fact that there was a lack of clear and honest communication with the fans. And in doing so, I think they forgot what makes Miku the most special. The community. And what a lovely community it is. A community of people who come together over a mutual love of this character and make amazing things. Miku is a vessel like no other that allows people around the world to connect and express themselves. And you know what? I think that's really awesome.